Hello, all you wonderful people out there. My name is Chris, and I will be your GM for this very special proceedings that we have ahead of us. Before we get started with all that, let's introduce our lovely cast one by one here, starting off first with Zoe. Zoe, please introduce who you are and who you will be playing.
I'm shocked. I wasn't expecting it to be me. Hi, everyone. It is I, Zoe, of the Radical Zoe fame. I use they, them pronouns. It doesn't matter where you can find me, because I'm here now. I'm playing Scovia Onyakachi. I don't actually remember my class name, because this is the first time I'm playing this game, and that's okay. Mistakes are made. You can not know things sometimes, but I'll know when I look at my character sheet that's right next to me. She's cool. Yeah. Do I pass it to someone this time, or should it?
We can go pass it on to C. C, please take it away.
Hello everyone, my name is C. I use they, them pronouns, and you can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at C Please RPG. Speaking of very trans, very gay, tonight I have the absolute pleasure of playing Ajax Rasvi, who uses any/all pronouns and is really buff, really butch, and kind of a dragon. And I'm gonna end it right there and pass it over to Vin.
Oh my gosh, hi! Hey guys, I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on Twitter, Insta, all the socials, and I'll be playing Taika Honorin. Class undecided. I want to keep it a surprise too. We're all playing this special game.
Surprise for me. I just forgot.
I'm trying to help you out. Oh my
You
goodness.
can't hide from God.
On a Wednesday too. Take it with you. Taika's pronouns are they, he, it.
Lovely, lovely. And then there is little old me. Hi, everyone. I am Chris, and I will be your GM for these preceding evenings. With that in mind, a couple things to take note of, a little housekeeping before we start. In case you missed it, there are some content warnings for this series and the preceding episodes after. If you type in the chat, !war CW, you'll find the content warnings for this bad boy here. In case you missed it, the content warnings for this episode in particular includes fantasy and gun violence, gore, trauma, fire, blood, grief, familial struggles, severe weather, romance and references to sexual entanglements, monsters and monstrosities, references to child loss, imperialism, classism, depictions of experimentation, war, and imprisonment. If none of this floats your boat, there is a plethora of wonderful content out there for you to enjoy. The other thing here, if you want to follow me or the other lovely individuals here, you can type !warcast. That's CAST. And you can find the links to follow everyone where you have them on the good old social network theirs. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I think with that in mind, everything out the way, aspects, are we ready to begin your tale?
No.
No?
Imagine if we
No.
weren't.
No.
No? All right, that's it. All right, bye, everybody.
Pack it up.
Bye.
No. I'm not playing games no more. Now, before I start, my lovely audience, come close. So I have a bit of maybe a warning or a bit of a notice for you before we start this tale. This is not a story about hero. This is a story about aspects of rage, of sorrow, and of doom. So, we warn you, this is a tale about aspects, and by the end of this, you will not be happy, but you will understand what it means to be a god. With that in mind, the camera begins to open up and pans around in the sky as we first see what looks like to be a thunderous, heavy snowstorm in the peaks. Winds flowing fast, but the sky soon the camera switches, and we find ourselves following a single snowflake, falling through the sky, but behind it, in the distance, we hear the echoes of a dragon roaring in the distance. As we continue to watch this flake fall down, we get a better look at the ground below, as we find ourselves in the middle of a snow-covered valley with two large mountainsides acting as natural barriers to a peaceful river that lies below. As the flake continues to fly down, we begin to see smoke fill the air. As the snowflake becomes swept up in a swirl of white, scaly, winged, kind of like reptilian-like wings that fly by at a great speed. And soon, the flake begins to fly downward and closer to the ground as we see a great siege underway. As one side is assaulting with multiple siege towers, with men and women scaling the enemy walls, with mountain cannons shooting at the front of these towers, and a long castle. The other side desperately fights off these invaders as we see the flash and hear the crackle of guns and cannons firing off at each other, and even the fair stray of magic being thrown off as a fireball here or a call lightning over there. As the climax of the battle ensues, we catch a glimpse of something blurry and off to the camera. We hear the echoes of a scream of men saying, "Get down!" And a large winged finger begins to glow a neon blue color before decimating a section of the wall, leaving only jagged ice spikes in its path as a snowflake reacts and floors about. The enemy retreating, but as the snowflake gets closer and closer to this battle, it hits the ground. And as the camera begins to slowly pan up, we see the corpse of a young soldier who was never able to escape that blast radius before him as he lies dead, the blood dried out, and only his eyes open, with no one being thoughtful enough to close them. We begin to hear a jangle as somebody in this camera is looking for something. And soon a hand comes through from the mountain of corpses and picks this individual up, looks for what looks like to be a circular disc, which is a dog tag, and snaps it off. And at this moment, we see our first aspect. Ajax, describe what you look like and what's going through your head as you collect these dog tags.
Ajax is like a mountain, like this fucking cold mountain that they find themselves on now. They're big. 7'6" at least, muscular, heavy set. And as the camera pans up, we see this humanoid person with red scales along firm, hard cheeks, light tan skin, and scars, heavy brow, deep amber eyes. This shaggy, unkempt hair now plastered against the side of their face. Bleeding from the nose slightly. I swipe. And along these reams of fat and muscle are, under their pectorals, heavy, deep top surgery scars cut open by this broad, dark toga that barely keeps them from shivering, but kind of steam is coming off of them from the snowy mountainscape. She rolls a shoulder back, cracks, leans down and rips off another tag. Methodical, precise. Loyal as a dog.
Pulling off another dog tag. You open your pouch. The sound of it clings and clangs against the tens, maybe hundreds you have collected so far. It's difficult. Not in the sense if it's a hard task, but you wonder whether it be just because of what happened or because of, how long you've been fighting, why these people even bother fighting. Such insurmountable odds against a dragon of all things seems quite idiotic.
Who am I to stop them from jumping into the funeral pyre?
As you proceed about your task, you hear something. From inside the keep, and what looks like to be an open door of maybe a storeroom or something of that nature, and while nobody else notices it, and without you having to really roll anything, dried blood of someone who managed to climb out of their pile.
There's a hunger to Ajax Rosvi, a spark that lives in the center of his chest and just keeps burning against the snow, burning against the cold, burning against the blood, burning against the scales and the skin. And that fire licks up inside and pulls them after that dried blood. Pulls them after a fight that's won, not won, lost again and again and again and again. They're still standing. Someone else is still standing too, and it's their job to make sure that person doesn't stand for much longer.
Proceed to go forward. Now, as you do, moving past everything, no one really noticing, as everything around you, the men from the Empire are securing their space. And as you enter in, you find yourself in what looks like to be some sort of storeroom. It is quiet in here, as there is a lone torch that is still up. And from around here, there doesn't seem to be anybody. But then, you hear the sound again. And as you turn the corner, you see there is an individual there. They are dying in a sense. But as you approach, first roll of the game here for me, if you'd be so kind, we're using Tale of the Valiant, basis 5E essentially. Can you make a history check to see if you know who this person is?
A
history check.
A history check? You're going to make me use my worst stat for the first roll of the game? Cruel.
Yeah, that's where we're going. That's what
10. Solid 10
that's
plus
10.
0.
Solid 10.
Right in the middle.
As you turn the corner, what you see before you is a very much bandaged warrior. You see like the blood is dried from the sort of bandages put across their chest. You see that they are in the corner. Their features themselves, they have to have like this fish-like skin. It's teal green with the scales along the side. Their ears fished and popped out. Their hair blue and off the side, maybe at about their maybe mid-50s, late 60s if they're pushing it. As you see, they are bleeding out from their wounds in the corner. And in an instance, as you see them and notice the water around them almost acting as a makeshift barrier, you know who this person is. He is a great hero, Vela Ovel, also known as the Wave Master.
Well. What do we have here, Wave Master? Getting a little cold for you.
Oh, you're all fools. As it looks like I am about to die soon, if you would be so kind as to hand me, as they try to use what strength they have in their arm, the bottle that is on the side. I heard it is of good vintage.
Given this weather, it's probably frozen. Ajax walks over to the bottle. They look at it on the ground and they push it with this booted foot over.
They use the water as tentacles to grab it towards them, and you were half right. It's more like a wine slushy, if anything, as they just take what they can get and begin to. As I am dying here, can I care to know the name of the individual who will slay me?
My name is not important. I serve House Dorotheos.
Ah, you sweet summer child, you serve the dragons.
They shift, crack their neck again. It's funny. Call me a fool, summer child, and yet it's you who decided to fight against us, the dragons.
I have fought tyrants, sea monsters, befriended Agares, and sailed uncharted waters. A dragon didn't seem that big of a
No, not until you're dying, does it?
Your generation, you follow like dogs. Do you believe in anything in particular, unknown servant?
I believe in my house. And I believe in the power of the dragons, even if you do not. It's undeniable. Just as the snow, a force of nature. It can't be stopped.
Hope. You could never stop hope. Not with your dragon fire or ice in this instance. Not with your long-forgotten emperor, and certainly not with that axe of yours.
No. Then why is it, and they hunch down a little bit, they kind of squat down, still massive. And why is it that I'll still be breathing when night comes, and you won't?
I may lose my breath, but I will not lose my dreams.
Die with them then. And they'll die with you. You see, the thing about dragon fire is that everything burns. Your body, bones, your soul, your dreams, and yes, even your hope.
Disgraceful.
They stand back up again. I'll do you the kindness, the courtesy of letting you finish your drink.
Take me to the heavens, then, loyal servant.
You know, I really think that when we die, we plunge all the way down to the bottom of the sea. And when they pull down a spear, firm, strong, made of brass, simple, soldier's musician weapon. But the way that Ajax wields it, as though Titan.
As their eyes leaves, their breath dissipates. You killed a hero. It's
The
great
hero
pain.
was dying. Besides, they weren't my hero.
Dog tag. Do you leave it or do you take it?
I take it.
And leaving the body in there. As you leave the storeroom, we get a better view of the area around you. As kind of coming out, you see the hole in the wall where the might of one of the great dragons of the house bursted in, and the various bodies of the soldiers that attempted to fight. As the Empire's flag, combined with that of House Dorotheos, flies about the place. And as you come out, dropping off your bag with one of the local men, you hear it. One of the men go, "Dragon coming in! Clear space!" This large, white-scaled dragon, as white as winter, with shards of rock embedded in their skin glowing, begins to make its descent before slowly covering your eyes from the wind that is about, as it transforms into the Grand General of this army, Thea Dorotheos, the Winter Sword. You see they are slightly shorter than you, with beautiful brown skin and scales that, while you are yours are red, theirs are bright white, matching their almost cyan-colored eyes that glow ever so slightly against their short, curly black hair. Their nose pointed and a fresh cut from a lucky ballista that managed to get a shot off near their face. You see they begin to form up as their clothes is very much light armor, to the point of almost clothes than anything, as they pull up and proceed to come towards you.
As Thea is approaching, Ajax passes that dog tag from the hero back and forth between their hands before they throw it at Thea.
Oh, lucky bastard. That was my kill.
My spear begs to differ, General.
Did they beg for life, or did they come in quietly and you just thought, better take care of them now than later?
They begged for death.
Shame. Follow me?
And Ajax falls into step right behind Thea, obedient, loyal, as a dog.
Going through, as you're walking, you see that one of these soldiers, almost like, very much of like maybe a hero unit about these men that seems to be a little bit more out the eye. Looks like to be like a tiefling of kind of bluish nature with tattoos that are more weeping and bright red eyes. As they look over to the dog tag, hear them go and kind of stop in front of you before a couple men have to stop them. Where did you get that tag?
Where else would I have gotten that tag?
Disgraceful, the bunch of you. Fight for an emperor that isn't on the freaking throne. Bit at you. You're lucky I didn't get to you.
Well, it seems like your luck is about to run all the way out, Thea. And they glance at her can I beat the shit out of this guy?
They very much give you if you can beat the shit out of them. Don't kill them. We need information. They give a go-ahead of indulge.
Ajax looms and Ajax does what Ajax does. They bite.
Pain. As they have to rear back, even the soldiers at this point are kind of like, okay, that's enough, and kind of push you off as the blood kind of streams ever so slightly. Thea kind of goes, please, business.
They follow.
Well, it looks like the battle did get great of you, huh? You got your fill of it?
If the house had its way, there would never be enough of it.
Speaking of houses, as you two part into a little bit of a security tent in terms of just like a tent that's a little bit private, pulling off to the side, I have new orders from you for the front, or from home office, I guess.
What now?
They pull out from their bag what looks like to be a letter. You have been invited formally.
To what? Another battleground? I have this terrible crick in my neck. Ugh.
I wish it was battle. Open it up, and you see they begin to show it, and you get a glimpse of it as, hello, you have been invited to the wedding of the century, and you see all the information. You will be representing our house for the lovely marriage or wedding of my dear sister. We would love to go, but certain things, such as cleaning up the rebellion, require not only my mother, but also my attention. So, you being our next best, since you are ever so loyal servant, are going to represent us.
You're joking. You're actually fucking with me right now.
No, this isn't a prank. This is true. You're to head off first thing of maybe an hour, if anything. There's a convoy headed with the gift that we're giving you as well. So you have an hour to pack up, soldier.
She's your sister.
And while I love them very dearly, there are more important things to be taken care of.
There are plenty more important things for me to be taking care of here.
Well, look, have some R&R, drink, maybe have a visit or two with some of the local delights. May change your demeanor from this sourpuss that you are.
You like it when I'm this sour.
Good for the enemy, not from my migraines.
I wasn't talking about your migraines.
The playfulness dies as they go. It's non-negotiable, Ajax. Somebody has to be there. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be my mother. So you're going, whether you like it or not.
You're just mad because I got that kill, aren't you? They kind of turn around, let the tension fall a little bit. They start collecting whatever random bits of things that they would need for this travel from this tent.
Word of advice. The capital isn't a battleground. It's a social place.
If you wanted to send a delegation of socialites, you wouldn't have chosen me to take your place.
Has to be someone of importance, and you're the closest thing that we have to important. So if anything, you should feel grand in this whole thing. You're important to us, the cause of the house. You serve honorably.
I'm doing the fetch quest that you won't bother doing because you're upset with your little family squabbles again and again.
Well,
You and I both know it. Don't bullshit me, Thea. Don't appreciate it when you do.
smart cookie. See one of the men come in. Sorry, General. We found the enemy on the rise. We can catch up with them by horse. Of course, you can be faster. Thank you, Sergeant. I will go. Have a good time. Don't kill anyone that doesn't deserve it. And remember, you're representing us. which means actual class.
Have fun, and remember to kill lots and lots of people.
As you hear them go, we're moving out! Leaving you
Ajax
alone.
watches the battalion go. He rolls his shoulder again. Somebody must have just, right in the neck, you know. Again. They sling a bag over their shoulder, turn, and go toward that wagon that's going to take them to a wedding.
We love a wedding. As the camera pans away from you, it slowly pans vast, vast, vast distance away as we find ourselves on the coast, among a bustling city full of reconstruction all about the place, but the most notable thing is the giant sword that is stabbed in the middle of its center, in which the entirety of the city is built around. The capital of the empire, the crown jewel, Harken's sword. Place is full to the brim of buildings that are being modernized, technology that is unlike anything we've ever seen, and people celebrating the happy day. Soon will be the wedding of the century between the People's Ward and the Empire's Pride. Oh, I get giddy just thinking about it. Well, most people are giddy about it. As we go to the corridors of the ever-expanding buildings, we find ourselves slowly coming up into one of the nearby skyscrapers, or the more slightly taller buildings, towers. And within it, as we go up, we find ourselves in a rather mysterious place. We come from the balcony, ever creeping in as the window is open just for some fresh air, to be honest. The place can get quite stinky with all the chemicals about. As we go in, we see a workshop of various particular knickknacks and items, things that us normal people can never comprehend, no matter how hard we tried or studied. This is for an advanced mind, an intellect beyond any other, and a recluse that really does not like to be bothered. As we find our next aspect here, working on something. With that next, Taika, please.
Got it. There you go.
I got it. I'm gonna get it. We're learning. Introduce yourself, please.
Taika is built like one of the pages in the many books that's stashed everywhere. Pale, thin, kind of like hunched over shrimp style, with just pieces of things everywhere. Metal screws, curves, another page of something, ink, oil, almost like ichor from a god, just sprawled in a mess. But they understand this mess. Don't critique it. As long as they know where things are, you don't have to worry about it. So there's no problem. It's an organized mess, a focused mess. But it's their mess.
I'm very curious. I think the audience is as well. What are you working on, you scrupulous little inventor, you?
Oh, I think they're working on just an arm. Like, it is something robotic. There's some arcane glow in between, like, the hinges and, like, at the elbow. It kind of twitches as they work on, like, the wiring. It was a little weird the first couple times, but now it's just, okay, you're working. It, like, kind of talks to it a little bit and throwing it around a bit, making sure, like, the joints are still taut. But that's the item of today, or at least the hour.
Music of the most classics of the finest nature of the halls. While you don't necessarily go yourself, you do make sure to get recordings. You like the music, just don't like the people. As it plays in the background, your glass is focusing on the intricacies of what is this arm. You hear something for a moment from the closed door.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Nothing at the moment. Maybe it was just the wind.
The window is open. That makes sense. Tries to recenter and get back to it.
And boom! You see bursting through the door one of your idiotic brother's contraptions as you see a half-assembled, what looks like to be maybe atomic dog, kind of. As you see Daka, your younger brother, coming in, you see his glasses are on his face, which aren't exactly great because they're magnifying, so it's making everything seem farther. Red vest, black attire. You see hair black, a red braid coming off their side, their tail ever so bright red on the side, and their hair black coned with the same, maybe slightly browner skin of yours, going through their glass of going, all right, Sparky! Sparky, where are you? Sparky! As you see this dog is just running around everywhere, messing everything around you before you're able to actually do anything. As it's just going around. What are you doing in this moment?
Using the arm to like swat it away. Like, I don't know. You. No, don't do that. I don't like. I'm allergic. No. Daka, are you?
Now, 1 second, I gotta clean the oil. As you see, he kind of slips on it. Sorry.
I will handle it. You just come here and get this thing, please.
As with that, you see Daka has to be very careful as he kind of takes off his boots at this point because they're not helping in sort of the traction of everything, and sort of grabs the dog. Sorry, I was working on giving this little guy, you see, some new batteries, but he does not like it when I do that. Sorry. And you see immediately kind of turns it off as you see.
And then you put the battery. That's how that works, I would imagine.
It knows. It's learning. I think I'm working great progress on that, but it is.
I thought I put a sign on the door. Why are you here? Why are you existing in my space right now?
Well, first off, hi.
Hi.
How you doing? You look stressed. I mean, I guess
I am great. I am as bright and jubilant as the sun itself. How can I help you get out of here as quickly?
Kind of looking around. I mean, kind of, I want to visit my older bro. Is it that hard of a thing? I know I'm a bit of a celebrity, but
yes,
that doesn't mean I don't want to. I love to visit you. It's the kind of thing brothers do.
There's a time to visit people. This is like work hours. I'm trying to be,
Well, I am one of the head, when on the Regent's Council of anything. I could just say, this is part of the work that we're doing. As kind of echoes in the hallway where your other co-workers or servants, wherever you deem it to be, are in the hallway looking through of just like, what is this noise that's disturbing my peace?
Okay, let me just start over. Hello, brother, who I love very dearly and enjoy seeing in whatever platitudes that come after that. Good day.
Hey. Well, I got you a bagel and some coffee. And also, I have a bit of news that you're not gonna like. So I think you should take a seat while I break it down to you.
Kind of fall back into the seat, already crestfallen.
Don't worry, it's not about your funding. It's not about your research. You're great. You're fine. You're doing wonderful work. Gold stars.
Just like a band-aid, just like an arrow. Just rip it. Just tell me.
Okay. All right. You see, pulls out a letter from their back. We have a social event that we must attend. No, see, no, come on.
Please don't. Okay. Is it the thing I don't want it to be?
what I don't know what's your thing. I'm talking about a wedding. Is that what it is? Please don't tell me.
Yeah. It just like falls
Wedding.
headfirst into the paper.
Oh my god. No.
Oh.
Pick yourself up. Come on. It's just a wedding. It's not even. There's free food.
Made
There's
for-
dancing.
I
It's like
wasn't made for socializing. I wasn't made
look.
to smile
No one's
and
made
go,
you think
"Oh,
I
the
was made for
wedding."
socializing. I mean,
Yes.
what? I'm a nerd. No.
You're better than me. You're better.
It's a skill that you
It's
learn.
socializing.
You know, it's like
I
it's
just
like
never picked it up.
learning.
It just never.
Look, it's not that. It's like learning math or science. I mean, you're working on the
No,
most
because those are like rules and like theories that are cemented and proven correct. You can go into a social situation and do something completely wrong, even though you did the right thing.
You got me there, but it's non-negotiable. You have to show up.
Okay.
We're the only 2 members of the house that are here, which means.
And whose fault is that? Sorry, that is.
Who wanted? If I'm not mistaken, he pulls out notebook. 3 months ago, I would like a place to myself to study. I am tired of working with these other individuals in the library as they creep me out or give me anxiety.
You are the worst. I hate it here.
No,
I want a second tower. I want 2 towers.
I will give you a garden.
It's outside though.
I can't win with you, can I?
No, you won't. I promise. You'll never. You know, I'm kidding. That was bad. See? Example. See, I was playing, but it felt bad that I was being malicious about it.
No, you worry too much about it. You see you see several servants come from behind. You have to get your measurements because it is going to be in a couple hours. It's a little last minute, but I have the best tailor in town, and we're gonna get you fitted. Yes.
I don't have time to make cards.
Well, cousin Ricky was supposed to come, but sadly he got really consumed into a flammable substance that blew up his eyebrows. So you're the next presentable person that doesn't look like they got hit by a train.
Could just draw on the eye. I can just get ink made for eyebrows.
How it makes you sweats a lot, it's gross. Okay, so no.
Okay. I am shorting. I need to prepare for this. I am going to go. I'm going to make the best of this. People are gonna stare at me. They're gonna think I'm bad luck.
It's not about you. It's a wedding for 2 other individuals. Who is gonna stare at you? Does that make any logical sense?
It doesn't. I think at
It's
this
not
point it's
about
just
you.
stood up and like
Yeah.
stretched a little and like starts wiping whatever is on their hands onto like a pair of pants. Okay, I'm here. I am here. Go to a wedding.
Yeah, we go. Alejandro's just gonna take your measurements here. You see an individual is very much just with no sense of like social boundaries. He's just getting all the measurements. You're like, excuse me, and he's just not responding, taking measurements. You're gonna do great. You're gonna do good. You're gonna look good. Hey, you might find somebody tonight. You don't know, maybe somebody else
What are
is
you
socially
talking?
awkward.
I am going to
I'm just throwing it out there.
assassinate you. I'm going to get you assassinated. And I'll just be the only honoring left.
I mean, look, I do.
No, I won't do that because then I would have to. No.
Yeah, you
You're
want my
staying
job?
alive.
You want to be?
Yeah.
You want it? You want
No, I
my
don't.
job?
No,
Oh.
I don't.
Brother, I love you. Shut yourself
I
out
love
too
you too.
often. You have open windows, but you should go outside. Please. Just please.
That was awful. No.
It's the truth. I know logic is what computes most, and it's logical. People need air. You need to talk to people. We are social creatures. You cannot spend your time working on an arm all day long. That's gonna cause
Yes,
some
I
trauma
can.
later down the road.
Yes, I would have if it wasn't for. I would. Is it for you? See, I can get the point.
And you see he looks at it real quick. I'm just gonna make a little cutesy roll here. Very quickly.
This is a very Game of Thrones, a cute roll.
A cute roll. As he looks at the arm real quick. Just waiting for the roll. You see, he tries to be smart in this instant of like, let me try to one up you. Rolled an 8. And with that goes, and you need to mess with oh shit. And you see that one of the ligaments or like sort of the tendons that you form kind of comes off. Oh.
Ow.
Yeah, it drops gold. That's for the donation to the fund.
I'll make sure you get a little engraving on there.
Your clothes will come in soon. Love you.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It's a wedding. It's a wedding.
It's a wedding. It's a wedding. And as we cut from the window, as you immediately put the arm back in place and proceed to get out the tools to fix this ligament, we cut. We do not find ourselves in some sort of grand tower, but we find ourselves among the streets. We can smell the food, from the pies to the churros to the various other hot meals being prepared in the air, as sweet and salty is on the menu today of all day. As we go to the marketplace and street, we find ourselves what looks like to be a lovely, lavish home. 2 stories, a private residence, and coming out of it, an individual who seems to be go-lucky happy. With that, we introduce our next lovely person here. Please. I'm going to try to say this. I had it and my brain lost it.
Scovia.
Scovia. There we go. Scovia. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, so looking jubilant, walking out of this home with an apple and a rag. Kind of wiping off some of the blood off of their hands, throws the rag in the trash before exiting the entrance of the space, and takes a bite of the apple. Scovia is wearing a long white coat that looks reminiscent of maybe you would say a pirate's, like a scoundrel's robe. Shirt open at the chest to expose the smallest amount of cleavage so that people look but not quite stare. Nice big belt, and we'll say hair is kind of in more of a natural look, a little bit of a fro. And he is walking through and he sees shopkeepes and stalls and it's like, "Hey, Miss Johnson, oh my God, smells good here, wonderful."
You know, we're working our best, V.
Love that. And I think just kind of tips a coin at them, which might confuse them, but she's holding a pastry in her other hand that she threw the rag out.
Oh, you slime bastard, you.
Don't worry, I always pay. I'm good for it.
You are.
Walks by, says hello to another shop merchant, just on the morning rounds.
Very much walk of the town. Everyone knows your name. You got a problem? We know who to call. You got a solution that needs it? Maybe you're on the down low, but if you need somebody to take care of somebody, we know who to call. But as you go about your morning walkabout, turning the corner, even though you are as sly as a fox, turning around the corner, almost stealthy of their own nature, you see Enor, one of the local guards of the Onyx Guard, or the Imperial Guard in this case, who is doing their morning walkabout at the same time you are. It's a bit curious, but the individual that we see before us is a handsome individual. You see have various yellow tattoos depicting that of a flower, their hair brown, almost in a sort of a little bun on the top, curly ever so slightly, as they have various black and green robes among themselves, as their weapon lies on the side, as you hear them go, "Excuse me, I'm looking for a beautiful individual who is walking the streets right now," which you happen to match that description.
What name did you say?
They just said, I'm looking for somebody here.
Oh, I thought you said a name earlier and I didn't hear it. No, you're fine.
If anything, you do know they are Onyi with you.
Yes. Oh, a beautiful individual. Well, one is right here, but I doubt you're looking for me. Do you need some help?
Maybe. Answer a couple questions for me as they kind of go about very much circling you. I'm looking for someone who is quick with a sword or dagger.
Okay.
Someone who makes lots of coin. As you see, they managed to grab your gold pouch without you noticing.
Oh. Yes. Careful not to be heavy.
It is. But there is one last thing. I don't want to say it too loud. It's a little bit embarrassing.
What is it? Might get really close.
I heard they are an excellent kisser.
I think I know exactly who you're looking for.
You have a little something on your, you see, kind of puts their sort of, very much like that sort of cleaning off something, licks their finger for a second, and cleans off the blood that managed to, you missed on your coat there. Working on me?
And I think she steps in very close, almost like, what is it? The distance between their faces is like minuscule. Just to take back their gold pouch. And what can I do for you as a pretty stranger that you're looking for?
Want to know if you're going to our local festivities today. You get an invite?
Of course. I wasn't planning on going, but...
What? Why? It's free food. You're going to give that up? Especially with someone who is tight with the purse.
I do love free food. And you'll be there. As she looks, gives a long once up and down.
I'll be working for the first half and partying the second half.
Working? Who do you work for?
As you know, the Imperial Palace, I have to make sure the happy couple stays safe. You have no idea how many fangirls and boys I have to literally deck in the face in order to get them off the couple.
Oh, I believe it. They are easy on the eyes.
They are, but they are truly in love and sometimes a little sick. But what can you do? Love is a strange thing, as I have personal experience with it.
Dude, tell me. How about you tell me about that experience once you're off the clock tonight? I would love to have a chat.
I would very much like that. I shall save a dance for you.
Oh, I don't dance, but...
With me, you'll learn quick.
Okay. And I think she begins to kind of walk past this person. Oh. You know what? No, I like the mystery.
Lovely, lovely to see you again. Also, could you give me the kind courtesy of telling me which building here has a murdered individual in it?
4 houses down on the left, the big one, political rivals and all that. It's enough money. Easy to find.
No worry. Tosses you the bag, though, takes 2 coins out of it for himself. Thank you very much.
She places it in a slightly more secure spot this time.
I ain't losing this today. No sir.
Oh, no sirree.
And with that, you 2 lover birds begin to part ways. With it. As you continue your walkabout, going around the corner, you manage to get to one of the nearby households with the symbol of a house flying it. Particularly, we see what looks like to be some sort of bird, whether it be a swan or some sort of creature near the region of Galee. You don't know. You don't really care. But they're gold. Now that's a thing to behold. As you enter into the home of the Coldwells. Going in, knocking on the door, you see opening the door is a lovely individual. Lenora Coldwell. this is one of the lovely lords on the council, Lord of Statesmanship. As you see, they seem to be maybe in their maybe late 30s. You see they have beginning to get those sort of crow feet on the side of their eyes and a little bit tired from all the work they're doing, but the makeup help covers it up as their hair is short, stately, and they have a luscious green dress at the moment, as it seems like they're preparing themselves for the wedding that's about to happen. They're very much getting dressed. As you see, they open the door. Lovely, lovely, lovely to see you again.
Oh, Lenora. And they kind of do that, like, French, mwah, mwah, like, kiss. Except actually probably kisses one side.
Cove, you are a wonderful sight.
Hey, dear. What's on your to-do list today?
Well, first and foremost, paying you for your job well done. I'm hoping Mr. Henderson is taken care of.
Incapacitated. And I met a sweetie on the way here. To even do cleanup.
That guard is a bite to say the least.
Do you happen to know their name?
Oh, there's only one person that I do know would have any intrigue with you. Not to insult you or anything like that, I just know the individual's taste for unique individuals such as yourself.
Yeah, I guess so. I will find out. Eventually.
You see, as you're talking, from behind them, holding up what looks like to be 2 bottles of rum with a cigar in their mouth, of like, is that Covey? As you see what looks like to be Hone. This is their cousin, an individual that you are also familiar with, and kind of like the second most important person of this household here. You see that they have recently come back from the shores or seas, as they are literally only wearing their clothes from which they were been traveling months for, as they are really just letting it air out as they've gone through all kinds of elements at the moment and really just want to drink. Their hair short and sort of brownish, slightly shorter than you, and purple eyes. As you see the top scars coming from sort of the V line of their shirt, their sort of very pirate-like lace that they have on, and go, well, why don't you come on in? Why don't you let him out there? Come on.
Hone, buddy! And I think she deftly like puts an arm over the shoulder, grabs the other bottle, and they're kind of walking arm in arm, kind of like jauntily.
I know it's quite early in the morning, but I just thought you should have a bit of a drink for the day ahead of us. Weddings can be extremely boring if you don't get a pint or two in you.
Really, it's only 8 a.m. Let's drink.
Let's drink! As you begin to drink one, no con save yet. This is just your first shot. But if you do continue, you're going to have to make a con save here. But with that, Hone kind of goes, last time I saw you, you were scrounging for coin, and now my own dear cousin is paying you for the pleasure of your service.
Right, from rags to riches. You know, money. You can always trust it.
That's what I say. The sea on your side of the bag of coin, and you can go anywhere. Any riveting stories in your time here? Oh, are you going to the wedding?
Yes, I actually, I got the invite.
Thank God. I thought it was going to be a dull affair with the man of paper.
No. Well, no, it probably still will, but at least I'll be there.
Good. That's very, very good. As you see, they do pour another shot here. Are you going to take a swig, or are you going to just be like...
Absolutely not. She does not drink, like, she doesn't drink heavily, but she is a master at looking like she's drinking.
Slide ahead for me, please.
Oh, 100%. Let me see. Oh, with a 15 plus, I think 11? Yeah, 15 plus 11. 30.
Woo-wee. You go, cheers, instead of throwing it behind you.
Puts it, like, it goes right into the trash can,
Very
too.
much to the point that even Lenore's like, what the fuck am I here? And just like, looking about. Like, I don't remember spilling that, but whatever. And with that, you see Lenore go, for you, your payment, as they hand over, looks like to be a bag of coin, and also you see they hand over what looks like to be the equivalent of like a receipt in terms of like, can you please sign this for me so we can account for the income loss.
coin in one hand, writing on the other. Thank you.
Lovely, lovely. Hey, if you're gonna come at the wedding, you might as well just come with us. I mean, I don't know if you have plans of your own transportation, but as you know, us Coldwells go in style. Your style's one way to say it, more like pampered babies, but...
Well, I usually come fashionably late and leave promptly early, so... You know what?
Come with us. Yeah, it'll be a good old time. We can make fun of the people.
I'll do it. You know, I love you all. You keep employing me. Yeah, let's do it.
That's what I like to hear. Did you have any attire that we should pick up for you to bring into the house here? Or are you...
Man, no. I do not have any fancy clothes.
You'd go and you see Hone is very much... You like my vibe, right? Very cottony, very sea. Is that your vibe?
Right.
Or
yeah,
more
yeah, really easy on the eyes. You know, you could attract a siren if you wanted to.
Yeah. We have someone in you that you see pull out one of their clothes. You can just borrow my clothes if you want. I mean, it's one of my outfits that I'm supposed to use for official purposes, but you know.
Okay, how about leave the blazer? We'll ditch the coats. That way, no, I like this.
I think that looks good. What do you think, cousin? Yeah, I would put a little bit of some scents on you. I think you smell fantastic. Now, Guard will most certainly really want you in the thing.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be good.
I love a party. I do like a party too, but with the most civilized people.
Oh, it's gonna be a night. I hate going. Oh God, actually, gods don't attend these sorts of things, right?
If you're talking about who knows what, maybe one person might show up.
You know, on second thought, I actually think.
Don't worry about it. He's just always creepy and crap.
Yeah. You know, that's not fun to be around.
We'll be here with you. Maybe a safe word or code word in case you want us to, get you out of a situation.
Well, I think I'll be fine getting out of a social situation, but how about I don't know, Coldstone.
Coldstone will be a safe word. You see very much while Hone is like memorizing it, Lenore is a little bit more like writing it on their little notebook. Coldstone. Safe word. Good. I have to finish getting dressed because this, I have to get this slightly fitted. Pregnancy does not do wonders for me, but I will be back. Get dressed. The carriage should be here soon. So, get ready.
God, how early are we going?
Well, we have to go in the lobby. I have to go a little bit earlier because being on the council and, a whole ceremony and whatnot and, making sure everything is going. I'm also part of the bride's, party. So
I hadn't realized it was like that.
Yeah, I mean, Rhea's a wonderful friend of the family, so, But, I'll be quick. I'll be in and out. Don't worry.
Take your time.
Yeah. All right. Enjoy yourselves. Don't drink yourselves to death. No promises. I'll be back. And with that, time moves on as the wedding of the century is upon us. Time moves on as the sun goes from that early morning to a little bit of a high rise. Maybe noon, maybe a little bit after. At this point, most individuals are here, and I would say the last one, just to make it fun, Ajax, you're the last to arrive. And as you are in your carriage, you're very much dressed in the house colors. It's not a very comfortable affair for a soldier like you, but as you begin to pull up, you see this city. Is this your first time here? Is it a time that you don't remember? This is the capital, essentially, a place of power. Have you ever been here?
Yes, but only once, a long time ago. And those are the memories of a child, Squire.
Oh, it is very much like our own bride-to-be. a ward in a sense, somebody who was initially kind of a diplomatic hostage. If anything, something you share, I guess, with the bride-to-be.
Yeah, well, she really does get to enjoy the comforts of the royal capital. Ajax does a little bit more manual labor.
As you go through the streets, the city is ready for this celebration, as the most powerful houses of the empire have spared no coin, and filling this place with as much to the brim of life and light, of guests, of merchants, of travelers who have come to this wedding in the reconstruction of this capital, of the Imperium. As you make your way further, you get to the main cathedral, which is this grandish view place, dedicated to not the new gods, but the old, the boundless. One of the few elements of the city that did not get destroyed during the Third Cataclysm. And it's still a place of religion respect. With it, you see what looks like to be an endless ocean of various peoples. Very much in that sense of letting the public in, but not in. As you see, they are either on the side of the bride or the side of the groom, or just happy for them both as the cheers of everyone is going about. We love you, and all that energy. Just love. Love that, I don't know, whether it hurts you or not, it's something I think you would never experience. Who would ever cheer the name of Ajax, to be honest?
Right, well, I'm not doing this to get cheered for. I'm doing this so I could get back on the battlefield as soon as possible.
This is a soldier wood. With it, as you reach the roundabout, you see, kind of getting near the heart of this place, you see what looks like to be sort of the stained glass windows that consist of many of the religious events or the events that is recorded. But on the outsides of it, you see the golden banners of House Owain on one side and of your house, House Dorotheos, on the other side, waving against the alabaster white stone in front of the bright green flames of the Empire's flag. And soon, you find yourself inside the lobby. Numerous guests are here. While you're trying to remain hidden, there's very much a person on the side that goes, Ajax of House Dorotheos.
And Ajax just like pauses as they come in, like pinches the bridge of her nose a little bit. Could have said that for myself. Thank you very much.
My lord.
Not a lord. And they kind of like these big, like heavy, shifting footfalls down the stairs and into the lobby proper.
Yeah, getting a bit of view at this point. You're all in here waiting. This place is quite grand. Some of you, this may be a little bit newer, you're among higher society. As you are ushered into the food, tables already let out from both cultures of Owain and Dorotheos, and you can see depicted along the walls are the tale of the Emperor and their conquest of the Imperium. How they freed us all of this thing, this terrible calamity. And while you're doing this, I would love everyone here, give me a perception check to see if we see anything interesting. That's going to be a wisdom.
$13.
13, lovely, lovely.
14.
Hey.
14, all right. I know a little bit more.
I was just looking. I have advantage on these. Shout out to being an orc for some reason. Oh my god.
35.
No, it's not that high. I'm not good at perception. But I do have it. I proficient. 20, 22. There we go.
22. Ooh. So I will go with 22 first. I'll say everything and I'll kind of go in order depending on how people feel. 22. As you're looking about, two things you notice. First off, that bastard's here. Varos in his glorious red. For the audience, you see an individual of bright red skin, glowing in nature, a literal living god among the people here, an archon. Not only a celebrity, a being that is divine, a being that is beyond comprehension, is walking about admiring the craftsmanship of this place. They are an archon of valor and the forge as they are perusing about. You can avoid them due to your perception for now. Unless you want to get this over with, up to you. But the
Wow.
second thing, a little bit more interesting, you notice that one of the bridesmaids, kind of the primary one, they are of House Owain. They have luscious, they're very much like of that young, maybe about late 20s. You see they have luscious blue and white hair, primarily blue with white highlights. They're kind of a slight freckles, blue skin, and sort of white eyes. And with that, you see them kind of push past you, kind of go, "Oh, very sorry. Sorry, dear." Pushing past, holding something in their hand as they approach what looks like to be an individual that looks like to be of a house guard. That individual, blue skin as well, but has horns on their head, slightly bigger than you, and have the imperial armor of kind of a personal bodyguard to the couple specifically, as you see them hand off what looks like to be a small vial, clear liquid, to the individual.
How different is that armor from the guy I met earlier?
Ynir is very much just like the palace in general. The
Got it.
person that you're seeing this handoff to is like personal. I'm talking about like at all times are there to protect this individual. And it's interesting because the bride is the bride's not around. The bride is probably in the back. So what are they doing in the front? You know?
Clear liquid. Oh, I love that. I love things that look suspicious. I would like to ignore the bastard for now, because this is way more interesting
Mm-hmm.
than my demons.
Lovely, lovely. I'll get to you in a second. For my other two here, what you guys notice is specifically the sour face of an individual. Specifically, the individual that you see is covered in a lot of furs. You see that they have very much human in nature with a little bit of various parts of the skin with sort of black along it, not necessarily ink, but of like the skin condition. I forget the name of vitiligo, if I'm not mistaken. Very much of that sense of various patches on their skin against the white. You see that their nose is slightly bent and crooked, maybe from they fight a lot. And they have a lot of furs that are denoting of a mountainous region, not necessarily the warmer climates. Guessing maybe Lenore, but you do see that they seem to be very much of that pissy little child energy. They look like they're upset at something. At what, you don't know, but for some reason they're upset at a wedding that hasn't even started. It's a bit strange. Strange. With that, before I get to you two, real quick, we'll do one quick round here. What are you doing here? My lovely individual. I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna get it right. Scovia. There we go. Scovia. There we go.
You did get it right. I didn't. I thought
Hey.
you were gonna struggle with Taika again.
Oh no. We're learning.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I want to. I guess I want to follow that guard, considering they're gonna have the vial.
I'll make it a little difficult because not only is this place very tight down, stealth with disadvantage. It's a little difficult because this place is magically protected. There are high-level individuals in here. They are prepared for someone who wants to sneak in.
Oh, baby. You can't stop a rogue that loves themselves. Hilariously, natural 20 on the first die and a 17 on the second.
Holy
Oh,
crap.
sorry. Plus 11, which is...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. As you can tell, this is going to be a fun time for me because this is episode 1. So, with that, following suit, you stick to the shadows. You see the guard looking on side to side, making sure nobody's watching. But as you go through the halls, hearing the echoes of the choirs, you see that a room opens up to these brides' kind of like dressing room, and you can see that a lovely individual. You see that they have short black hair, beautiful bronze skin. They have silver earrings, and their dress is kind of a combination of black and silver that gives way to a luscious figure of theirs. Hair that's sort of scuffled and bright green eyes, but the concern is they are a mess. An anxious little mess. You don't know if it's wedding nerves, but it seems like they're having a full breakdown that they are trying to keep currently private as they hand this vial to this individual. You're not really able to hear anything because getting too close, you will get noticed. So what do you want to do in this point as you see what looks like to be a full-on breakdown happening?
I guess I'm just gonna I'm looking at things in case I have anything cool. I don't think there's anything cool I can do. Actually, I have heightened senses is the ability that I have from being an orc, which is why I had advantage earlier. Could I try to listen? I get advantage on that, just from
Your shot here, it's gonna be difficult, but I'll give you a shot.
That's fine. Just the relative
Perception,
distance.
it's gonna be perception again. So.
Okay, that's fine. If I can't hear anything, she'll just kind of dip, but she's gonna try.
Yep, got it.
Damn. No. 2 plus 3.
Just muffles. You do see that something you should never do. The husband kind of comes in. You don't really get the full thing, so I'm not going to describe him yet because you don't really see him. But you do notice it's him just from the facial kind of back of it, comforting his bride-to-be as she's trying to shake her head, gives her the vial, she drinks it, and very much trying to console to the person he's about to marry. But you don't hear any of it.
Yeah, she watches this, notes it all, kind of takes this in, and if not for the fact that they're the people that are going to be in the whole thing, she would talk she would catch them. So she thinks about catching them after the wedding.
You have a gift you do have to give, so maybe you can.
Yeah, and for now, I think she's going to think about finding someone that knows chemicals. Ask an innocuous question. This is a big wedding.
Where's the nerds at?
Where's the nerds?
Kind of pondering to yourself as you go back. For my other 2 individuals here, as you notice this sulking member of House Leonore, what are you guys doing?
Ajax can sulk harder than anyone else in the room. And if it's okay with you, V, I like to imagine that if you're kind of on the outskirts, there is another shadow that kind of comes and posts up right beside you, also on the outskirts. This giant-ass draconic person who just comes right up next to you and does not say a goddamn word, arms crossed over their chest, staring forward.
Who will break first? Energy. As
This is too much. Taika was trying to mold with the wallpaper, with their back literally pressed against the wall. Maybe if they wish hard enough, they'll just turn into a chameleon and the patterns will start seeping through their skin and they won't have to worry about it. But then it got darker all of a sudden. And it looks up, looks at the floor, up again. And then at their shoes, which are very nice. Thanks, Daka, for the tailor-made digs. And just kind of... weddings, right? Yeah. This, event for the ages.
Yep.
Would you rather be here or at the bottom of a well?
Bottom of a well. I could climb out.
Yeah, I can't climb out, but I would much rather be where I just said. Here.
And I think at that, Ajax turns and looks down at you for the first time, really? Why?
Was that oversharing? I feel like that was oversharing. Hi, I know you. They just announced your name. It's nice to meet you, AJ.
Your name is
Taika. That's my name.
Forgive me for not knowing the noble houses of the capital here. I am not from the city.
No, I can tell.
You can tell.
You have I mean, I haven't, not that I'm social, not that I'm like out and about, but I am aware of, that you are different.
Ajax turns away again, and a few seconds later, you see them like pulling at their neck. I don't want to be here because I have a terrible knot in my neck. I haven't been able to get out.
I am sorry to hear about that. That is difficult. I kind of get something in the shoulders and I'm like always hunched over.
Do you hunch over for fun?
I do a lot of work at a desk and it's more like looking down. And my posture is just awful because of it. We don't have to. I don't know why I started.
You're
talking.
different
I just
too.
Thought, thanks.
Which is why you're trying to crawl into the wall.
Metaphorically, but I guess the physical wouldn't hurt. So what side bride are the groom?
I serve House Dorotheos.
So you're, I guess you're someone's side. I really don't have a particular.
The bride side.
Good. Okay, cool. Oh.
I didn't know that this was a battlefield where we chose sides.
No, it's just that's something I heard people say at weddings, like, oh, you're the bride. Not necessarily which side are you on.
What side are you on?
I don't remember. I just have a very important name.
Ajax like really looks at you for a minute, like, and even kind of like puts an arm, but then it seems like the thing in their neck, and they're like their attention shifts a little bit for a minute. Right. Well, whatever side you want to take, just stand behind me if you need to hide, I guess.
That is very generous. Thank you, Ajax.
Taika.
Yeah.
With an important last name.
Honorin. Taika. Honorin of House Honorin. If that did denote anything, yeah. I'm going to stop talking now. I feel like I should have put several feet in my mouth, and not in the pleasurable way.
Luckily for you, the doors open. You go, oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, the wedding is about to start. Please take your seats. And we shall go on a quick break here. As you can see, we have been saved from social grace here, but we're going to take a quick break, so we'll be right back. So use a baño, grab a snack, and we'll be right back. We'll see you soon, folks. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the second half of the Stewards War. Before we start, real quick, as you can see on the side here, this lovely stream of ours is sponsored by two lovely individuals. First and foremost, we are part of the Kobolds Create program showcasing Tales of the Valiant, a wonderful 5e system that has a bunch of unique stuff to it. You'll see it throughout the series here. We just haven't gotten to it yet because we just started, but it's a lovely system, easy to understand, and a great time. So if you want to check it out for yourself, you can type !TOV in the chat to go get your own copy of Tales of the Valiant. It's a fun and good game, and it's got a lot of cool monsters and stuff as well, and the Monster Vault, which is its own thing. The other wonderful sponsor of ours here is Chapiku. They are a wonderful set of map makers, whether it be for 5e or any other system that requires any sort of maps. But they also have wonderful scenes as well. So go check those guys out. Go check them out as well on their site. I don't have this link set up there, but I will make sure to do that next time. But go check them out, and you'll see these scenes and maps later on. Just not yet. Really helps us out if you go check those guys out so we can get more content for you. But with that out the way, I think it's time we have a beautiful moment, don't you think? With it, the doors open, and all of you manage to come together. Some of us leading in a little bit as we kind of come in at the echelons of everybody getting in. But we all get in. As you do, we enter into the grand vestige of this place as the organ plays in the back, and it is almost like you are transported. The grand interior of this place, with its various stained glass, gives way to what looks like to be a rather dull space. Though you notice that as you walk, there is a thin layer of water all over the floor. You think maybe there's a leakage, but no. Strange. As you take your seats, you all go into various spots. The council that runs this place very much up in the forefront. You notice your younger brother, Taki, is in the front, waves at you from behind excitedly before he centers himself. The Coldwells are in a corner and move you over. And Ajax, you can have you run the place. Very curious, where do you sit? Front, back?
I feel like there's probably a space where the family of the bride should be that instead Ajax occupies, a stranger to almost everyone in the room. Right up front.
Indeed. As you all take your seats, all waiting, the lights soon die down. Dark for a moment, as the stained glass leaves only a bit of light. But soon heavy curtains begin to cover it. And coming from the top, instead of a chandelier, a crystal begins to float ever so slightly above your heads and begins to hover around. And boom, as light hits it, you see strays, almost like a hologramic image, projected on the top of this cathedral of a starry blue night sky. Air breezing in your face, shooting stars shooting across, and the most beautiful thing any of you have seen, whether you want to say it out loud or not. From the side, the doors open, and a regiment of golden armored individuals guide the groom. The groom himself is the pride of the Empire, Arthur Owain. Tiefling in nature, with ram-like horns that are purple skin, and bright blue eyes against black irises. They wear golden armor with the denoting colors of their house as they march to a beat. And you can feel the radiance and warmth of the sun as he parts through. The entrance of the bride is something different. His entrance is stunning, the bride-to-be, but you see from the top where the stars are, a group of them begin to form a cluster in the shape of a dragon. They fly vroom, vroom, before you see them come towards you, almost like if something was coming towards a screen. And with it, as it goes through, a light begins to flash. And you see their arm coming out, and the starlight around begins to wrap around them like cloth until they come completely out of it, floating down, wearing a gown made fully out of starlight itself. Jewelry that shines like the moon, and it paints an image of ethereal beauty that could be matched by no one else in the world, no matter how hard a mortal could try. A dragon's beauty is something unique, isn't it, Ajax? Who's to tell? With it, the two individuals meet in the center. Oh, I am going a little ahead of myself there. But as you go down, and skipping over the more boring parts of the ceremony, it gets to the main spot. The two individuals look at each other face to face, and with it, are asked to read their vows. Arthur, summoning up the courage, kind of goes first. From the moment I laid my eyes on you in the palace gardens, I knew we would be fated for something special beyond the concept of love. As we have grown together, we have shared many moments of love, pain, but more importantly, of understanding. As you are the only person who sees me for what I am. I love you, Ray. And no matter what happens, I will keep loving you till there are no more stars on the sky. There's a little bit of a clap, some tears. A number of fangirls are crying, whether it be because of a beautiful speech or because Bachelor's not a bachelor anymore. But then comes Ray. Can I get an insight from my two lovely individuals that are here?
An insight? Natural 20.
Oh. Oh.
Plus 1, 21.
21, okay. Lovely,
That was
lovely.
spicy. That was...
Spicy. This is spicy meatball. What about you, my lovely Scovia? I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna
Get
get
there.
it right. I'm gonna get it right.
I think it's a 12 right now. Yeah.
12. Lovely, lovely. You don't notice much, but for you, Ajax, you notice that when they are about to say the words, they clench their paper tightly. It is in that sense of they are trying, they know something in their mind. There is something that they know, and that if they say these words, they can't back out of this. It's strange, and in your mind, you do know, connecting just from insight, age, and what's happening here, you think, maybe curious, that since Ray isn't necessarily in the Ironfire Islands, they are undergoing their sort of Dragonic puberty in a sense. Though it should have happened way earlier. It's in the sense of when someone of a Dragonic nature is coming into an important part of their life, a power develops. And maybe they're afraid of what might happen, but with that knowledge there, they begin to read their paper. When I first arrived on these foreign shores, I felt alone. The city's stone walls and complex games were far cry from the Iron Fire shores. And often I would weep at the thought of being trapped here. But then I met you. At first I thought you were just another suave suitor trying their luck at creating alliance with the mighty dragons. There's a hefty chuckle throughout the room. But I couldn't have been any more wrong, as you offered me help when many others would have left me to fend for myself. Every party, every lesson, every late night meeting by that fateful tree in the garden has helped me become the person I am today. And I am forever grateful to the life you have given me and the path we have chosen to take together. In my culture, we have a saying, Valmol Dral. Love is boundless. I love you, Arthur Owain, and I vow to protect you from this moment until the world ceases to exist. With it, the vows end, and the two kiss as everybody begins to clap. How are we feeling in this moment?
I think Scovia is a little heartened in a way, if that makes sense. Kind of softened in this moment because this is truly a very sweet moment. She didn't notice. I was doing the math. I got a 12 plus, I don't know, 4 or something is, so whatever that is. I don't know if that changes, doesn't have to, doesn't matter. Cool. So she didn't notice like the clenching, the hesitancy.
No,
but she does
even though
know,
you saw before, you
I was
didn't
gonna,
know
yeah.
it. Yeah.
But she does know that bride is nervous for some reason. She doesn't know why, but he thinks that those words are true, despite the nervousness, that there isn't necessarily a reason for that much vulnerability, if not for the fact that, like, whatever you're nervous about, this seems genuine. And especially from, Owain?
Yep.
As well.
Arthur.
But there's also a little bit of sadness because Cove does not think that she will ever get anything like this. And that's not even like, and that's not rooted in like, oh, I'm lonely or I'm a murderer. It's rooted in like, no, I'm never gonna find someone like that. This is not gonna happen to me. This is fantasy, basically. This is like that stuff that people write about, and to see it happening in front of you is sweet. But there's also the realization of like, that's not me. That can never be me. For one reason or another.
We do hate doomed by the narrative. But going over the Ajax, how are you feeling?
Ajax did catch the clenching of the fist. They might not know the capital, but she does know Ray. And knows House Dortheos. And knows the Ironfire Islands. This is something. They don't understand it. It's not a battle tactic. It's not a spear. It's not a weapon. And so much of it flies past them. But similar to Scovia. There is some small inkling of want, of a pang, of an unfamiliar reach. They could imagine two different figures there. Complicated. But that's not for them either, is it? That they look at this scion of the dragons and at their betrothed. Something darkens, sours, then passes through them. They clap slowly, the only member of House Dorthios, not even part of the family. Not really.
Shame. Taika, as you see the exchange of vows here, how are you feeling in this moment?
Am I here? Oh my goodness.
Yes, you are.
Okay. It froze. I assume this is Taika's turn to be just as awkward about it.
A beautiful exchange of vows. How do you feel about this? A very lovely ceremony and very much heartfelt words between two people who generally love each other. It's not a ruse, it's not fake. They generally do care about each other.
It's watching and kind of sobering up from like the love fest one. It's just chemicals. It's the honeymoon phase. All that oxytocin's gonna flow out, and you're gonna have kids and be fat and I guess happy. To fight like this sublime jealousy. How can two people be so nauseatingly in love? It doesn't make sense. So just writing it down to just the body being the body for procreating purposes.
True. But there is one thing even science can't explain, that is the soul. Thought for you to ponder, but that's for a theoretical mind. And with it, the two kiss, and to speed things up along here, the party begins! The party itself comes around the corner and is near the Imperial Palace itself on the backside, particularly in a spot that is near the beach as you hear the roar of the ocean coming through, lights suspending from everywhere around the tree in which the couple had first met. As that is going on, people are drinking, everybody's partying, Hone is doing their best of, trying to keep it together. You see they kind of form their own little gambling ring in a corner in which you see Lenore is just like, knock it off! You see that other individuals, again, that same one we talked about before, that Leonore is very much drinking their cups as a more of a angry in their cups rather than anything of a celebratory nature. And Daros, being Daros, is on the upper ramparts looking down at everybody, making observations rather than participating. In this moment, each of you have brought a gift for our lovely couple. As you guys are in line, I am curious who would like to go first to present their gift for the lovely couple here. Sorry, our lovely artificer here, you're the last up. You social awkwardnelly, you're up. You think maybe if I go in line earlier, I could get it done. But once it goes through and you waiting in the line, it's very much the anxiety of this was a bad idea. And almost like, hey, do you want to go in front of me? People are like, just go. As you are face to face with the couple, as you see they're at their table, waiting to greet you. As you are there, what do you do?
Are you sure? You can. I'm pretty sure you have an amazing gift.
Hey,
You
just go, my
can't
guy.
wait to...
Just go. Just go.
Yeah, okay. The bride and groom from the illustrious house Honorin. And and they present the arm that they were working on.
You see Arthur go, "Oh, an arm."
Oh, not just. I should explain. You just kind of, and then they take it. You have to. It's in the wrist. It's like everything is in the wrist. I'm so sorry. And they press it, and the rest of the body just builds itself, and becomes an entire construct.
You see that there is a round of applause. Even the guy behind you who's going to give you a shoe goes, "Hey, nice job." And from behind. And with that, you see that the bride-to-be gets up, holds your arms. "Thank you very much for this. Taika?
Taika, yeah.
Taika, thank you very
Taika,
much for the
yeah.
gift. It is most appreciative. My husband is a lazy one, so this automaton shall do wonders for us. Thank you."
Of course. Thank you for having me and my brother, which is the entire house. It's kind of.
You must come over for tea sometime. I know you're busy with your studies. I would very much love to get to know you.
I would love to come for tea. That would be so amazing.
She'll put it in the calendar then.
A
So-
calendar, great.
Thank you very much. And you see somebody on the side goes, "Thank you very much for the gift. Can you, next please?" With that, you are tossed off to the side. Who is next?
So what I'll say is I'm trying to go like closer to the end, which doesn't matter right in the actual narrative order, but Scovia's trying to go closer to the end so that she could like, lean in, do the whispering thing of like, "Hey, are you okay? I saw you kind of like even willing to show a hand a little bit, which probably puts her close to probably when Ajax will also go.
I'll let you decide. Ajax is either right in front of you or right behind you.
That is so funny. Honestly, you're huge, like tall. I think she wants to listen to see what the fuck you're gonna say. So she's behind, so you're in front of me.
I think she has no idea you're even there.
Absolutely not. How tall are you?
Yep.
Like
7'6".
That is so funny. I'm like 6 foot something. Like, so
Lovely,
not that far away from you, but it's like,
What's in the water?
well, I'm an orc, which I didn't say earlier.
Tall.
Fantasy basketball in this universe is crazy. All right, it gets real crazy with all these.
Gender euphoria is stored in the height, stored in the tall.
What are they doing here? The stewards moved the lake.
You've been studying this for quite a while. This is something in the water.
Lakers draft.
With that, you go real quick, kind of asking questions. Go, I'm all right. And your name? As they see, they're trying to be like very formal, but they know you are. And your name is?
Me?
No, not you, dear. The other individual here.
Oh, behind. I'm behind Ajax, so
Or
it's
behind.
yeah, I'm behind Ajax. So Ajax is in front of me, but they can still question me.
I think they asked a question because they heard you whisper. It's very much of like you were giving. I feel like more like the schoolyard kind of like, "Yo, you good" kind of energy. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. If you're.
Oh, she's gonna ask that like when
Okay.
it's an interact. No, you're
So
good.
very much going up to Ajax then at this point and goes, "Well, I am surprised, Ajax."
Yes, I bring... And they're like clearly reading off, like they memorized the note that Leia had given them earlier, and it's very stilted. Your mother and sister wish you their finest regards, but unfortunately could not be called away from the battlefield.
Oh, you see there's a bit of disappointment. Understandable. It's so good to see you, though. You look quite strong, as they kind of very much look at you like, this is a tall person.
I thought you'd be taller.
I am a late bloomer, I guess.
And Ajax does kind of the knowing look like up and down. They're ignoring Arthur completely. Like that person does not exist at all in this moment. They're like just talking to Rhea. They look up, down. Late blooms, still flowers. No?
Only in certain circumstances in which I will never find any here. It is a calm place, cool place. Nothing of war or any such nature. So it should be fine. Though we are hoping to go to the Ironfire Islands on our tour. Arthur Treader goes, yes, I'm very curious to meet the islands. I've heard of its great beauty. So I'm curious.
Curious. Ajax pivots immediately right back to Rhea. Well, I was tasked with bringing this to you. A gift from your mother and sister once again. And Ajax produces this long staff that's been on their back this entire time, that's been wrapped in cloth. They bring it out and unwrap it to reveal this gigantic, like nearly glowing golden lance. Like massive, intricately decorated. And I think like leaning into the knight aspect, they get on one knee and offer the lance up.
Thank you very much. Quite a relic. And sort of gives it to Arthur, and he goes, ooh, this is a very good weapon.
Be very careful
though-
how you hold that. That is the relic of the Ironfire Islands.
Oh, yes, we will make sure to put that proper and sort of hand it over. Rhea goes, thank you for the gift, and we should talk. We haven't talked in quite a while. I know things between us are slightly tense, but I think,
We haven't talked since we were children, Rhea.
well, I think that means we should rectify that, don't you? Childhood can have so many misrepresentations of what we feel.
Well, if you find time, I'll be sitting underneath that tree.
Thank you for the gift.
My lady.
Go off. And last but not least, the lovely, lovely individual, Scovie.
Yeah. So Scovia is holding a box, kind of like one of those things that you see in white people homes that when they're trying to do like ship stuff. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little tacky, but it's a box full of stuff. And she walks over and just hands it to the groom, like just puts it in his hand immediately.
Oh, you see other.
Just like, is that not how it works?
No! We are pleased by the. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, it's letter opener, decorative ship in a bottle, some gold, just kind of like so you can choose what you want to do with that. Some pocket change.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, of
for
course.
the assortment. We always love variety, don't we, dear? Yes, thank you very much for the gift. You see they kind of very much get close at this point.
Yeah, Scovia like pivots because did the thing that like legally is supposed to do, and then puts both hands like not grabs but like makes physical contact with the bride. Thank you. What a beautiful wedding this was.
Yes. All thanks to my new mother-in-law, and they spared no expense.
That's a bait. Yes. I don't mind. How are you feeling? You seem to be, and she's kind of like leaning closer, quieter. You seem to be having a lot of hesitations. I feel it in the palm. She's making this like in the hand, tenseness.
Wedding
Hesitancy.
date jitters.
Are you sure? Look, I am no one here. Look, they didn't even... I'm not here on behalf of a house. In fact, every house I work with gave me an invite to this thing.
Kachi, I'm fine.
Would you like to talk?
Maybe later, but it is personal matter. Not to be rude, Kachi, but I'd rather not talk about it today, if you don't mind.
I understand. That's why I'm the last in line. She lets go of the hands. Does a little half bow.
Worth it all the same.
You know, unspoken wishes only become the regrets that we take with us at the end. They keep us tethered here. They keep us tethered in all of the places that we want to be or don't want to be. Do be careful, dear.
I will. And there is a certain night guard who seems to be waiting for you.
Oh. She's gonna be not shitty. She's gonna play cat and mouse and instead go to that tree that the big ass individual is sitting under. She makes eye contact, takes a look, winks, but she's not done here tonight yet.
Not at all. The party continues. It is an amalgamations of people dancing and drinking and being thrown out at certain points. As you notice that one individual with the sourpuss of a face thrown out as they are aggressive, though you don't get the whole nature, only that they for some reason decked one of the many soldiers that were there before being thrown out as they are walked off. But as the party continues, it does begin to die down, leaving you three and a few stragglers, the last ones to be here at the party. At this point, the bandits have packed up, the crickets have begun to chirp as it is that late in the night in which we have come here, and the sound of the nearby beach is really the only ambience you have here. At this point, going over to one of our lovely individuals here. I'm going to say it right. I don't know why it's so damn hard for me. I want to say it right. Skochvia. There we go. I get it right. At this point, it's late, guys. I'm sorry. I'm breaking it. I'm sorry.
You
No,
put a
you're
little
fine.
Russian twist in it.
Little
That time.
Skovia. Special.
Hey.
Oh, I
It's
like
good
it.
Yeah, no,
shit.
we welcome
Look,
Scovia.
she's
Look,
got like
oh,
6
yeah.
names.
Scovia, there we go.
Welcome,
I got it. There we
Scovia.
go. My brain needs a moment to catch up.
You
Scovia.
got it. You're gonna
Scovia.
get there.
You see the Colwells go. Hone specifically. We're going to be leaving now. My sister is, well, cousin technically, is really in the cups right now, so I gotta take him home. You coming with us, or you staying a bit?
No, Hone. I have several dates to attend to after all of this ends.
Okay. You know where you live. If you need a place to stay, more than welcome. We'll leave the door open. No bastard what their salt is gonna try to assault us in our own home, so
Oh, don't worry.
Come
You
on
don't
in.
need to leave the door open.
it's the least we can do for you.
It's very sweet. Thanks, Hone. And I think there's like a moment where he puts a hand like on Hone's shoulder, kind of showing like a genuine amount of like, thank you. That means a lot.
Scully and Scott sit together, and you see they kind of pat you on the shoulder.
And scoundrels we don't trust.
Walk off. At this point, Taki, you see that your younger brother shows up. Hey, I am going to be going. I'm really tired. You need anything, or you good? Or...
No, I can make my way back. Now I have work to do, a little backup, but this was nice. I have to admit, it was a very decent event.
Good. And you had fun, didn't you? I see
I
the
didn't
smile
say
on your
that.
face. I see the smile on your face. Look at the smile on your face.
I don't know what you're talking. I don't. Smile me,
I'm
don't.
seeing receptors pop off.
Just because you learned what receptors meant doesn't mean you have to use it in a sentence every time, for point. Go. You should. Don't you have things to do?
Yeah. I'll leave a carriage here. I'll leave it here. Good luck. Getting your way back home. Don't do anything crazy. And I'll see you in the morning.
Why would you say it?
I know you. You might have an idea, late night idea of some kind of chemical compound that might blow up something. So I'm just, you know.
Goodbye.
All right. Good night. Don't
Good night.
stay up late.
I.
As they kind of don't. And go off. Ajax, you're the last one here. Everyone is leaving, but you wait around for the bride. Bride doesn't come. How do you feel about that?
Of course I don't come. Left when we were kids. Leaves now. Why am I even fucking surprised? Ajax slowly gets where they've kind of just been sitting on the ground for most of the night. Pull themselves up. Does like a quick cursory look around. They're not surprised by this being looked over by their own house. Happens all the time. They run errands. They fight. Loyal as a dog. Right? It's what they're supposed to be, what they're supposed to do. So the fact that Rhea doesn't show up is classic. Just icing on the cake for this bullshit fucking mission, missive, whatever this is that they're supposed to do.
Indeed. And as the wee hours of the night go about, can I get a perception check from all of you?
Six.
6?
A 7.
That's funny.
22.
Okay.
I need you to go somewhere else.
I literally
Wherever it is.
I'm not
Get out of
good
my
at
house.
perception.
Baby!
Oh God.
With that, Govia, you see from the corner of your eye the personal guard that you saw before, the one who got handed off the vial to give to the bride-to-be, very much trying to sneak back into the main palace, is covered in blood.
Like, do they look injured?
From
Or is
what
it
you
like-
no,
yeah.
it looks like there's blood on them. They weren't injured.
They did a violence. Sneaking implies they don't want to be caught. Let's follow. I think, yeah, people usually are not as sharp when they are nervous. I want to follow. And even if I like can tell the trajectory they're going, I want to like cut them off. Like, I want to get to where they're going.
Fantastic. You go off, Ajax. Though you did roll pretty badly. That pain in the neck begins to really, really hurt. at the point that you're gonna need some medicine, and there's probably someone in this freaking place that's got something, because this is becoming unbearable.
Yeah, fine, inside then. Just gonna sleep out here anyway.
And last but not least, Taika, you notice that as you're going about, your idiot brother left something inside. As you can see from inside, that one of his belongings, specifically something very important, which is kind of like his imperial seal, which is like an incredibly important thing, is inside as well. So you know that if you grab it and try to make your way into the palace, you probably can catch him before he leaves.
How do you leave a seal? It's just a. Need 3 towers.
With it, all three
That's
of you
what I
go
said.
inside, running in, going through the hallways, and with it, Govia, as you are going through the hallways catching, you see that the guard is looking behind their eyes, kind of very much looking back and forth. And with it, open a door into the chambers of the married couple's room before they close it.
Okay, yeah, literally, Sophia's like, one of two things is happening. Either they just put a hit out, or this motherfucker's trying to get another hit in. Which sucks. So I'm going, I'm sneaky sleight of hand into that door. This is, yeah.
Fantastic. You pulling up to the door, you do notice it's locked. So what are you gonna do with this?
Thieves' tools time.
Fantastic. Give me Thieves' Tools check. It should be your, you got proficiency with it? I believe they're
Yes.
intelligence-based, if I'm not mistaken.
Fuck.
No,
I have, no, it's like
Dex-based. Sorry
yes.
about that.
What is my fork index? I think that's 20.
So, take a little bit because you want to be quiet with it, so you are working it. At this point, Ajax, you come around the corner, you see this individual trying to picklock into the married couple's doorway. What are you doing in this instance from one side of the hallway?
You hear, like, coughing, like Ajax is making their presence known to you. I'm gonna give you about 3 seconds to step the fuck away from that door.
I wish I had, yeah, here we go. Not gonna happen, but you care about Rhea, right?
Is that a question or a fact?
We both know it's a fact. And if you care about Rhea, then you're not going to stop me.
This instance, from the other side, Taki, you see two individuals also from the hallway. It seemed like there's about to be a fight, and for very much a moment, you're like, I'm not going to interfere, but then the door opens. The two of you, Scovia and Ajax, see before you a terrible sight. The door creaks open, and it's as if history is being written itself. You see blood all over the floor. To be a little bit more specific, as you go into the couple's chamber, this is primarily where the newlyweds are, you see there is a body on the floor. The individual, the main guard, you see is trying to very much pull a rug to begin to cover up the body. And in a corner, you see, holding a knife, fetal position, looking in the corner, is the bride, Rhea, who is covered in blood and gripping on to the very knife Govia gave as a present.
It's wild. That's a... That's not even sharp.
In the middle of the room, lying flat on the ground, with their face in a permanent look of shock, is the face of Arthur Owain, the groom. As their blood seeps into the floorboards, forming into its own little veinous way. And at this point, Taki, you see blood begin to come out of where the light is. And there is just a look of silence between all of you.
Wow.
Rhea,
Rhea,
what have you done?
You see the guard gets in between all of you. It is not what you think. You didn't see anything. Just go about. We will pay you whatever.
Rhea, what have you done?
Buddy, don't worry. This is my job. Rhea, whatever happened. And I think Cove steps in, closes the door behind us. Whatever happened, we need to clean this up, and then we can talk.
Rhea is disassociated. They really don't feel like they are there in that moment. And as you get close to the guard, very much pushes you back a bit. I told you, get back. Walk away. You didn't see anything.
Fucking touch me. You better start talking. What happened?
Taika, at this instance, do you join up with everybody here? Or do you wait by the door? Or you wait in the hallway?
Unfortunately, I am in the room.
Fantastic. As you guys are talking, another individual comes in, as you see. Pull up. And you can see in this moment, can I get an insight real quick? From all of you, right quick again. As more individuals are coming in, the guard's eyes are darting and they're very much formulating in their eyes what to do next.
15.
15.
16.
16.
Oh,
14.
hello. Ooh.
14. This guard has got murderous intent in their eyes. At first, they thought maybe 2 of you they can bribe off, but 2 of noble houses at minimum?
Literally, I don't know what his fucking deal is. He just has to talk about what's going on. We're not even trying to fight.
I'm gonna pick him up and throw him into the wall.
If you be so kind, make a strength check. We're gonna pose here.
Now this.
You can make an attack.
Oh no.
Oh god. They got pretty high, I wouldn't say. Well, hold up. Unless if it's a 20.
No, it's it was a natural one.
No.
Base 19. You try to go, but feel this pain in your back, stop your momentum, and this guard, seeing, all right, they're going to try to fight me right now, pulls out their sword and pushes you off to the side that you crack into the nearby bed at this point. My other 2 individuals, what are you doing as this guard? At this point, we're not necessarily doing initiative here, just for time purposes, but it's very much of like, what are you doing in this room? As they see things have gone wrong.
I think.
Please, there has to be something of diplomacy. Maybe we can just exercise everyone if we can calm down. Please.
Persuasion with
I don't know.
disadvantage?
Okay, let's go. That is a 3.
3, fantastic. And then Scovia, what are you doing?
That is the funniest shit ever. I think instead of fighting, because I think the beefy boys are about to square off, I think Scovia runs over to, we'll say, are they close to each other, the dead body and the alive body?
Yes, the alive body is very much like, if you think of it in room purposes, like if
Yeah.
this is the room, they're more like they're the raised by like kind of the corner of where the fireplace is, and the body's kind of right in front of it. So it's like they're
Yeah, as
next
a
to it.
professional murderer, I would like to investigate the body and like the two of them basically, like trying to catch a glimpse of like what happened, what kind of wound is in here, like
Mhm.
how did he die? Is this an accident? Is this like anything?
Investigation with disadvantage as well, due to the fact that you're kind of fighting and trying to do this as well.
Okay, so that is 14 plus 5, 19.
19 with disadvantage. Holy crap!
Yeah, I mean I rolled a 14, which on it
Okay,
was
all right, all right,
yeah.
all right. So with that, as you're doing this, you see there's no point talking. Maybe if I understand this, we can go on from here. With that, Taika, you go, can we talk about this? And immediately you get backhanded from a gauntlet as you are pushed into one of the nearby corners. At this point, as you go to investigate the body, going through seeing what you see is not good. Ray stabbed their groom not once, not twice, 20 times. In the chest, and then continued to do so as you see the blood that's splattered across their face matches that. There was no struggle. There was no fight. She murdered her husband in cold blood.
I pivot, place a hand on Ray's face, hand on my friend's, anywhere to hope maybe they'll look at me. Hey dear, this is didn't know we were doing a crime of passion tonight. Can you talk? Can you speak? Are you okay? What's happening?
You see their eyes hauntingly look at you. Blood and storms.
Budding? What?
Blood and storms.
Blood and storms. Okay. Blood and storms.
At this point, you feel somebody grab you by your collar and throw you back as you see the main guard go, I gave you a chance. Pulls out their sword, getting ready to stab you. At this point, Ajax, you are kind of getting yourself back up. What are you doing in this instance?
Oh, I think that fucking fixed it. Rhea, what the fuck have you done? And they're coming at the guard, yeah.
Fantastic. Give me an attack here.
All right. Do not fuck me. All right. That's better. You want an attack?
Okay. Yeah. Attack. Just for purposes, not damage, but what you get overall.
21.
You're using your fist. 21. With that, how do you kind of very much like diffuse the situation? How, because you are kind of have the advantage here and you can very much clock this person out. So how do you diffuse it overall?
It's real quick. It's efficient. It's lethal. It's mean. And it's a little cruel as a treat. He draws that sword and Ajax like just kind of comes in, punches the elbow joint, punches, and as that flies out, punches the shoulder joint, brings the sword around. There's this nasty crack, and then they pivot up and clock him so hard in the face. And then like an extra kick while he's down, you know what I mean?
Now, kill or knock out? My curiosity here.
There is no cap on Ajax. It depends on how flimsy this person's body is, how much armor they were wearing, I think. They don't go out of their way to kill him, but like there's no reserve.
I did even in odds here. So as you do, as you hit them so hard that as they go back, their back cracks against one of the nearby pieces of furniture as their head lands on it, and they are dead.
It's Scovia was holding her necklace, like, as she was about to do an attack, sees you do that, lets go and says, good. If you didn't, I was going to. Hey, big guy.
Huh.
Gotta get out of here. Get Rhea. Hey, nerd.
Yeah, that's fine, I guess. And for comedic purposes, they fell into like a puddle of blood, so half of their face is just gore. Trying not to throw up, practically slipping on its way up.
Shut up. Congrats. We are accomplices to murder. At least I'm gonna make it so. Big guy, get Rhea. Hey, you got a match on you? Looking at Taika.
Yeah, sure.
The guard has said we can look like it was a break-in.
Ajax. I would like to use the God Killer move. Do as I'm told. Just kidding. Ajax does in fact do as they're told. I think they take Rhea, like scooping them up all the way, and like up to the chest, and there's like a low voice like down. You better have a really, really good fucking explanation as to why you just fucked the reputation of our house, Rhea.
Blood and storms. Blood and storms. Blood and storms.
Light it. And Ajax is heading out.
As you do. You all proceed to go and move. At this point, I will say for, again, time purposes, you're able to secretly go out, fire starts. You see a number of servants are trying to do that. As you guys come out the corner, it's a bit of trouble for all of you. Only because you have to go through so far in a crowded city. How in the world are you going to get out of here? And at this moment, Scovia, you see one individual has not left the party yet. One individual who you know
Please don't say, God fucking damn it.
is very kind to you, and may, if persuaded, let you on as you see the Archon Daros having a smoke by himself, as he has not left the party yet and is enjoying the night sky.
Okay, I knew this was gonna come, but I guess better now than ever. Is it Daros or Davros?
Daros.
Daros!
Can I help you? Why?
Looks interesting, doesn't it?
See a smile goes on his face. Well, well, well. Looks behind, sees the fire. Care to explain to me why I should not call the Imperial Guards to find saboteurs and murderers about?
Because if you're like me, you're curious at why this happened. You don't give a shit about the murder, you don't give a shit about the sabotage, and neither do I. But I like Rhea, and I guess you like me. So, at the risk of owing you, take me someplace, take us someplace that we can get answers. We can stall, we can find out what's going on. And you get to have your fun.
Allow me to introduce myself to you other kind folks. My name is Daros. I am an Archon, and you are under my protection. As you see, he snaps his fingers, and the doors open. Please, get in with haste. The last thing I want to be seen is helping criminals.
Ajax looks at the back of this random person they've never seen before, who has, number one, helped them figure out this murder situation, and number 2, brought them to a god about it. They look at Scovia. They look at the wallflower that they were talking to earlier in the day, who's also here for some reason. God's damn us all.
Covered in blood and almost pissed.
I feel like there's the instinct. There's a clear instinct that they almost look like they're about to pick you up too, before they push through and into the place that Davros has gestured.
Taika's clamoring on in. They were told to shut up, so they're gonna shut up.
With that, all post haste, EC goes up to the driver. Take me to my estate. We should be where we should be safe. And find more about this interesting situation post haste, good man. As you guys all proceed to get in and at a quick pace. Run away. The camera pans around to the flames, and we see the mother of the late groom of this murdered individual cry out, not in sadness, but in anger. I want that murderous traitor brought before me. I do not care what local line they are. I do not care what powers they may have. They will be brought before me, and they will be brought to trial. Do I make myself understood? As the camera cuts back to Rhea, who only says 2 words to hold right there. Storms and blood. Storm and blood. And that is what we shall end it for today. Yay!
What do you mean, yay? You criminal!
You
monster! You monster!
As you can see, I did my job, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the first episode of the Stewards War. With that in mind, we're going to do reverse plugs here for all our lovely members here while they're still functioning. So with that in mind, Vin, please give your sweet, sweet plugs and introduce yourself once again to the sweet audience.
Oh my god! I'm Vin. At VinVoxVA on Twitter and all the socials. I was Taika honoring for now. If you want to see me be a professional, I'm actually a voice actor. If you can tell by the nasally voice and the crying, vinvox.com. That is my resume, my studio specs, my reels, everything you want to know about me, so you can hire me and give me money. And I'm gonna throw it to C. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is C. I use they, them pronouns, and you can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at C Plays RPG. If you liked what I did here, you'll like what I do other places, most notably on Transplanar RPG. We are currently on hiatus between shows and activities, but you should go watch Godkiller Last Hope, because you should if you haven't already. And you should be on the lookout for Chaos Arc 3 upcoming. And, I don't know, you should also be on the lookout in case you like fashion. Because I've decided that Transplanar RPG is also a fashion brand now. That's what I've decided. So get ready and excited for that. Because I'm not being normal about it in any way, shape, or form. So you can find me doing other stuff. I have actual play, what's it called? Consultations open right now, although they might be closed. Not really sure. I'll have to check my email, but check out my Ko-Fi if you want to support me and learn how I do what I do. And I'm going to pass it to Zoe.
Hi everyone, it is I, the dramaturg Zoe, top 10 Transplanar fan, and the player who gave you Scovia. There we go. I remembered her name. If you like that I did here, then you'll love what I do everywhere else. Find me everywhere at Radical Zoe. Entering my YouTube arc soon, but don't tell anyone because it's probably going to be a secret. It's fine. We'll get there. Yeah, I've got some stuff coming up. I'll be playing games with these fine people every now and again in different places. Catch me on Twitter. You know what it is. And I'll be at Big Bad Con in a month probably, as long as they get their shit together. So that's me, passing it back to our lovely GM.
Hello, everyone. I am the lovely GM that they all cursed out. My name is Chris, and I was your GM for these preceding evenings. With that in mind, thank you for joining us for this first episode. Taíno Tales is doing 2 shows, this one, and on Sunday, we are also doing the Doomsayers, which a lot of people are enjoying there. If you like Greek mythology mixed with some modern 80s with a bunch of messy individuals, you should come join us at 5 p.m. on Sundays. And of course, we'll be Stewards War here on Wednesdays. So next week, we won't have an episode due to the fact New Jersey Webfest is around the corner and the channel itself is participating in that. So we will be skipping an episode, but don't worry. We'll make sure we have the VOD for you to enjoy here in case you missed it. With that in mind, if you want to catch me, I'll be on the Twitters at VO_Colon, COLON, while it's still alive. But with all that in mind, we hope you have a lovely night, and we can't wait to see you for the episodes to come. But till then, everyone, have a lovely night. Bye-bye.